Do, 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 do. Huh. I'll fiddle that more later. There. Hot headphones. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully everything is working fine. Choppity chop chop. Hello. Audio is terrifying. Is it like terrifyingly bad or is it terrifying? Testing, 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 testing. Is the audio still bad? Good for Vikings. Okay, that doesn't make me feel very confident in the quality of the sound. I wish there was like a sound, like sometimes you go into like a group chat, there's like a little sound test before you actually join. It'd be great if they allowed me to do that before I went live. Testing, testing, testing. It's good. Okay, good. All right, so few things I wanted to look at today in terms of art books. I wonder if I should have parsed through it first before. So this is Mobius's kind of famous, somewhat naughty book. Mad Woman of the Sacred Heart. It's a beautiful, beautiful, of course it's Mobius, it's always beautiful, but it's a beautiful, beautiful book. What I'm going to do is it's actually nice and oversized too. So you can see from my hands normally, like if I just grab hey, you know what? Actually, I bought this week because National Geographic, which is slightly larger than usual National Geographics, but there we go, 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So National Geographic is slightly smaller than 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Mad Woman is bigger, and comic books are smaller than that. So that tells you how big this book is. I think it was originally published in English by Dark Horse in Cheval Noir. I could be mistaken. Whoops. Gonna have to go through, basically I have to peek each page in advance and kind of go, well, no nudity there. None there. A little bit of lingerie, but no nudity. No nudity there. A little bit of lingerie. Boom, 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 boom. A lot of people talking. Those brilliant Mobius colors. Still more no nudity. Just a head being set on fire, which is, look at smoke. God, and I think this was published in black and white initially, so the colors I think are new to this edition or to an edition that we didn't see before this was published. I believe this is Humanoids. Humanoids, yeah. Oh, and there's old people having sex on the next page. That's a good place to stop. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. This is part of the whole Humanoids Get Everything Mobius did back in print. So I was happy to get it. It's not my favorite of his work. I still think Airtight Garage is the much better project. But it's a Jodorowsky joint, so it's going to be weird. It's going to have like really interesting bits in it. Some stuff that's just not going to make sense because Jodorowsky. But it's also Mobius, so the storytelling is impeccable. So that's a book I wanted to show off. The other two books I'm going to show off. I'm going to spend a little bit more time with them. I got the first one as soon as I heard that it was coming out because I saw the first movie and I was ecstatic over it. So this is the first of the two books. I didn't even know about the second book until like last week, and that's when I got it. So as soon as I found out about it, I went and got it. So I got nice dust jacketed hardcover with some spot varnish. I'll do a little bit of flip through this one because there's a good chance a lot of people haven't seen this one yet. Beautiful big book. Might still be in print. So it hasn't been out that long, just a few years. And that second movie came out so much faster than it should have. Look at the quality of the work here. And the color usage, all of this is just so brilliant. And there's all these double spreads. Oh my God, fold out. It's so beautiful. This is a much nicer book than the second one. Um, I think there's a lot more exploratory design and play with the characters for the first movie than there was in the second movie. I think there's more color experimentation in the second movie, but we'll get through there too. You see how they plant every single room. So well done. God, the parents. God, I love that little piece here. Little painting of the mom. So good, and the little textures everywhere. Played around with a bit. I did one fan art piece with some dots, but I didn't quite get them to where I wanted them to be. Bunch of headshots, drawings of the dad. The artist they pulled into this stuff is amazing. There's a huge list of all the artists involved. It's pretty awesome. Just so good. All the environments, the lighting. And they have to do this level of finished work. So when they actually light the scenes in animation, everything's already thought through. Look at the color, the purple and the blue and everything. So good. Some graffiti, subway painting. We'll talk about how they did the environmental colors. Yeah. Storyboards. So I just love. Have you seen Bear Pie? I've heard of it. I have not seen it. I don't know if it's available to order. I've only heard of it in passing. So if it's out and available to get, I will immediately see if I can get myself a copy. Because anything with Vikings, I'm a sucker for it. Obviously, Kingpin, Green Goblin. I gotta tell you, the opening decision of what they did with the first Spider-Man just threw me. So well done. But all the character designs, the lighting. Oh, MJ, classic Spider-Man. Oh my God, I just love the sense of color in here. I mean, there's a good chance he's like, they grab a photograph they like that has this type of stuff and they pull the colors from it like there's a palette, or they can just visualize those colors and those combinations that well. So well done. Doc Ock, the clear plastic arms, so cool. Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider. So good. They got a lot of different credits for. I mean, I recognize some of the artists from other film books, but I don't know if dropping names of concept artists would help. But this thing is just a treasure of design approaches. Spider Ham. This movie is so good. I think Jim Food. Yeah, Jim Food did a bunch of designs for it. Not really used ones, but they played around with some stuff too. It's really great. I love how broad they went for different approaches to the characters. Yashar Kasai. Don't know. I know Jim Food. I know a lot of people in comics know Jim Food. So, I can drop his name, so that's pretty good. But, I mean, Yoki Demers, unless you're like looking at a lot of concept art and animation work and everything, good chance you're not going to remember. I just love like the light washout for the city being hit by light here, this getting like super intense light here, and then the shadows, the intensity of the light in the shadows. So good. Prowler. Brooklyn. Aunt May. Making her look like Lily Tomlin more there. So good. Tombstone, Green Goblin, Kingpin, Scorpion. I loved your take on Scorpion. So cool. Oh, that sequence. Kingpin. Lee Schreiber did such a good job on the voice. He really captured that Bill Sienkiewicz shapeness of Kingpin. And there's the whole city falling apart with the flare-ups. Reality coming undone. This is the whole city chase scene when he takes the other Spider-Man, drags him through the city unconscious. Yeah, so I'm really excited that I just added. So this, I've had this book for a few years, obviously. Oh, dust jacket. Yay. And here is the one I got this week for the sequel. And I gotta say, I walked out of seeing this both impressed with how quickly they got this one out, because I thought it would be at least another year or two before the second one came out. And they were already announcing that they greenlit the third one and they're going to have it out within a year and a half or something, like really absurd. And according to my friends who actually worked on the film, there was almost like a physical revolt when the news came out of how little time they were going to give the animators to make the next movie, because there was massive fights all the way through this production, because they kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and they were just breaking the staff. So you know, and of course they backed down when the people spoke up and said, "Hey, this is undoable." Christopher Anka, he does a lot of comic stuff. Look at this, just this sense of light coming up from the city. So good. Now this book is a lot cheaper. I don't think there's even one. I feel it by flipping through. If there's a double spread, it would just jump. Nope. So this book is done cheaper. It's not done as deluxe as the first one. There was no dust jack in this edition. I don't think there was a dust jack version at all. There's no fold out spreads here. Everything is just regular pages. Still good quality printing, good quality artwork. But I get why they dropped down the cost of making the book, because you don't know of how many copies of this book are going to sell, right? I mean, I know the Dune book sold out really fast, but I think the Blade Runner 2049 concept art book sold out fast too. I think I'm missing that one, but I have some of the Dune stuff, which is good. Stelfreeze, that's right. Forgot they got Brian Stelfreeze on board, and they're a lot better at labeling the artists in this book than they were in the previous book. That's Stelfreeze for sure. I think, oh, it looks like they gave Stelfreeze that character. So everything was done by Brian. That's pretty cool. Brian's pretty awesome. That looks more like Dave Johnson than Stelfreeze, even though it's credited as Brian Stelfreeze. Well, they got Rick Leonardi drawings, which is appropriate considering. Don't recognize these names. Margot. I really thought this was a great sequence. I thought the design work and how they handled the environment was perfect. Oh, Spider-Punk. Sanford Green, yeah. Look at that comic artist. Look at that. Look at that. Did we credit that? Mayor Kevin. So that's like, yeah, proof of concept sequence. Oh, look at that painting. So good. So good. All the pins. Zombie Spider-Man. Christopher Anka. Christopher does a lot of comics. At least he used to. I don't think he's doing. I haven't seen anything from him for a while. So good. In many ways, because they had a better sense of, like, there's less exploratory work in here. I think I said that already. Because they had a better sense of what they were going to be doing, what there was room for. Look at that staircase. Yeah, you're going to pay a staircase today, and it's going to be the best painted staircase ever. That's a life. Roof party. These books are just so beautiful, and it's like so many times it's like you look at it like this. These are terrible colors for publication. They're great for comics. They're great to use as inspiration for cover work. So you can lift up palettes from these books too, just like any other art book. But because they're a lot more experimental, you can do a lot more weird stuff with them as inspirations. All the logos, script, clock tower. I love it. Love these books. So I think we're at least another year or two. I think Spider-Verse was it last year? I think it was last year. We'll check the year on this. And I'll tell you when your movie came out. I'm terrible at memory. So this is the 6th printing already. Holy crap. So okay, maybe there was a dust jacket. So 6th printing from 2023. Everything's copyright 2023, so everything came out last year. So this movie, and so it's going to be at least 2 years till the next one. So 2025, 2026, probably Christmas, 2026, because I think that's how they do them. Looking forward to it. Such a beautiful book. Put this over here. Here we go. All right, so I only talked for about 17 minutes. Here is our We Bring Only Death piece. I did some thinking. I'm doing the village that they're raiding, going up into the hills here, implying that the shoreline is curving around here. After I handle this, I need to decide if I can throw a Viking ship in here, or that might be too busy. I might end up getting rid of the spear. Let me see the blue line for the spear here. Oh, so Amazon has Bear Pirate Viking Queen for $26. All right, cool. I will probably go check it out immediately upon completion of today. Yeah, so pencil another figure in here, down here in this corner. Probably hard to tell. Drew a whole bunch of buildings. I drew a dock. Got a boat coming in here. A body in here. There's another body in there. So there's lots of dead bodies right here under our main Viking. Battle scene down here. So there's going to be a little bit of space here. I can probably draw some bodies and imply some battles going on down here at this point here. Might draw like a boat that's sinking somewhere back there. Like it looks like the Vikings fought it and sank it. And then I'm probably going to do some like sky type stuff coming in through here a bit, let the black smoke from the burning village come around through this. So that's the planning I did during the week on what to do with this after I left off last week. The other thing that happened this week is my supply of pens got restocked. But on top of that, I picked up some 05 Otos. I've never had 05s before. And what I gotta say is, from a little bit of playing around with them, they're really, really, really good at getting almost black. When I fill in an area, I can get to very, very close to black, even better than with the 3. And it just makes everything bounce in terms of like values really nicely. So I can just do these parallel lines because the 0.5 line is so thick, he's almost filling in just with parallel hatching. As soon as I do like a 25% adjustment, it's like just becomes wonderful little bits of white noise hidden in amongst mixed black. $26 is a great price for a complete story. I'm excited. Thanks for letting me know about that. In fact, you know what? Before I forget, knowing me, I'll be so hungry when we're done this. Like, what, in about an hour? I'll just race off and make myself some food. Let me run over to Amazon right now. I was using Yahoo for my homepage, and Rogers just discontinued it, which sucks. But using Yahoo as my homepage, I had all my bookmarks on the homepage, and I lost it. It's gone now. It's just gone. Bear, pirate, Viking, queen. Okay, bear, pirate. I'm sorry. Bear, pirate, Viking. Wow, it fills itself in, right? There we go. Oh, it's paperback, not hardback. Yeah, I'm not seeing a hardcover. That's not really an issue. It's a 3-volume thing. Kindle or paperback. All right, adding it to the cart. You know what? Maybe I'll just buy it now. Hang on. Read sample. Let me take a look at this. I like the watercolory look of it. It has that kind of like Epic Illustrated late 80s painted comics feel to it. Yep, ordering. Boom. Add to cart. Somebody order something. There we go. All right. Thanks for the heads up on that. And you know what? I still need my glasses. Why the hell do I not have my drawing glasses on? I always pull them out before I start streaming. I forget to put them on. Terrible that way. All right. So I should get that within a week. My to read pile is stupidly huge, especially with all these Viking books I've been reading lately. And if anyone remembers, I used where is it? I may not have one handy. I used one of my brush markers on the side and dragged it across. Here we go. There you go. So you get this kind of like almost looks like a colored pencil line. So I take my brush pen and I just put it as shallow as I can. And I just drag it. Now this is the uni pin. The other one that does an actual slightly better job at this is the. Is it the Faber-Castell? Yeah, it's the Faber-Castell. Here, I'll put this back on here. There we go. See that? There we go. Actually looks much more like a colored pencil there. I don't have to worry too much about the patterning that goes down there because this is going to get covered up so quickly with black ink from the DO5. Just make sure we're on here. Here we go. Who else is excited for Nosferatu on the 25th? I think that's the last big release of the year. Nosferatu? Could be wrong. It's the one I'm excited for. Every time I see a little bit more of the trailer, I'm like, ooh, so excited. I do like very much what Robert Eggers does. I enjoyed Northman, not as much as I thought I was going to, just because I didn't expect such a specific retelling of Hamlet, which is, of course, once you see it, you kind of go, oh shit, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Faster you go with these ballpoint liquid ink pens, the finer the line becomes. So here I am using the thickest of the liquid ink ballpoints I bought from Moto yet, and it's giving me a line as fine as, say, the 0.1 right now because I'm going so fast. As soon as I slow down, that line thickens up a bit. I can create curvature and patterns and depth in here by just going over slightly different areas. Push this up here and a little closer in there. That seems a little better. All right. So if anyone missed previous sessions where I talked about it, everything selling from my site, my art shop, from now until New Year's Day is going to be going entirely to, well, apart from shipping and shipping materials, everything's going to be going to my local food bank. It's been kind of another hard year domestically with our government's not stepping enough to take care of the people who still aren't made whole after COVID wiped everyone out. It's a little weird how everyone just assumes that everyone should be fine now when there's no way in hell we could be. Too many people lost way too much as a result of the pandemic, and we're supposed to be fine now. Whereas like every study says that homelessness and poverty are actually higher than they've ever been before. So no one's done enough to take care of it. So if you're so inclined, everything on my site, including like the more affordable quick pencil studies, some of the work I just put up, everything's going to go for the food bank because people need to eat, and I want to help if I can. Look at that smudgy hand there. I should put a piece of paper above that. I don't smudge anymore. We'll smudge a little bit from that bit of pencil, but it won't. So with a kind of a crappy bearskin cloak like this guy's got, which is implied a berserker, bearskin, berserk. I'm putting like a thicker edge of the fur kind of curving around the edges of this cape because he wears it for fighting and not for like weather per se. So it's not going to, in fact, I'm going to probably put some white paint, apply some holes in here. But yeah, so if I can actually just suggest some fur curving around the edges, and then I can go in with like lighter lines after. Let's see if I can find 005. So 005. Here we go. Grabbing a fresh one. Hopefully that looks like fur. Zero 03 for some lighter rendering here on the underside of his kneecap here. Oh, because I got asked about it in a different venue, I figure I should bring it up here. I do want to do more Conan work, but I'm not pursuing it through Titan at the moment. What I want to do more than anything else in terms of Conan is I would like to take the original Howard stories, the actual text, the preferred text, preferably the ones that were in the Carl Wagner collections from Berkeley back in the 70s. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to give them the God, it's always a little difficult when I say this for the first time, but it's like I kind of want to put myself in the same position that Bernie Wrightson was illustrating Frankenstein, but do that with Conan. So what I would ideally like to do is, let's say it's a 20-page short story. There'd be at least 10 full-page illustrations and a couple of spot illustrations for that story. Longer stories would get more, of course. And the idea would be to price out how much something like that would cost, and then do the books best suit that. Because the idea would be to eventually have like a nice hardcover set of 3 or 4 that has all of them, like Hour of the Dragon and everything. But have them come out as affordable volumes that anyone can support, and they can buy the individual bits like with in paperback, and then get these hardcover editions that could be library editions or whatnot. I did talk to Titan, but they have no plans to do anything with Howard like that right now. So so the big plan for me is to make sure Second Coming's all done. So then my commitment there is done. make sure that We Bring Only Death and Coven books are all running well, and then I can actually add a Conan book into the mix in terms of the workload, and so I could have 3 projects a year coming out every year. So I think that would be kind of nice. It allow me to get like Conan in my system and do it in a way that I don't think anyone else has been able to do. So he's mostly, if anyone's wondering, a lot of this black stuff I'm throwing on here is supposed to be blood because it would be soaking into his clothes. God, that guy's kind of scary looking, isn't he? His hand up here. I think I was talking about how blood covered fighters' hands would get in battle. I remember discussing last week. All right. flowing. Well, I think this marker might be dead. Yeah, paint's not coming out. Occasionally happens with these paint markers. They're cheap. Some of these cheap ones work really, really good initially, and then they just die like almost immediately. Like they'll go great for, I don't know, a couple months, and then they'll just, the paint won't mix anymore. It won't come out. So I can mix up like paint with a brush. I always have like tons of backup to set up. I have like lots of white paint options, which is good because about half the time they don't work. I complain a little bit. Here's the Sharpie paint marker. Oh, it's the black one. Real nice, rich black ink here. Just see how dark it goes on as soon as I throw it on there like that. But weirdly enough, I need the white paint Sharpie. So those other books, I wanted that white paint. Oh, here's another white paint marker. And here's another white paint marker. All right, so I now have two more. So Posca is one of the ones in the industry, although this also will occasionally mess up. Gotta let that dry. How's this one doing? This one's maybe not any good either. Oh, there we go. Some nice dots. Sorry, it's so quiet. I'm just like really into it. Working away. Hope you guys don't mind. So I think I should be able to, if I can go another half hour or so, I should be able to definitely have to figure down maybe one or two of these downed Vikings. Part of me kind of wants to leave it for like literally just piece it away for the rest of December so I can like work on the comic, get ahead on the comic itself and that stuff, and just let this like fill up the time needed to get a nice head start on the book itself. So I'm tempted to do that because that way, I mean, so if I finish this guy, and this guy's pretty much done. I mean, apart from like a little last minute stuff I'll do. The shadow guy in here a bit more. The sleeve of the chainmail. There we go. There we go. Break that up a bit. The 01. Do I want the 05 again? I want the 05 again. Where did I put that? I really should make more to keep the pens I'm using right on hand. Right in hand, I should say. Like literally. I used to like I'd literally keep like all my pens in my offhand and then just grab them as needed. But now I use more varied tips and the like. 005, here we go. Which one should I work on? Although there is a part of me that kind of wants to see how I can handle the smoke coming from the fire here. Three. Gonna jump down to the one. I meant to buy some twos and completely forgot. So I just got fives, threes, and ones. So I was running low on ones and threes. I should have got some twos just so I have the. There's something about just having that extra half step that really, really helps with the fine lines. 005. I should move this over just a little bit. See what I'm doing here. Ooh, this is good. Yeah, I'll be rendering this until time's up tonight. Something about rendering billowing smoke from a fire is so zen, so calming. I love it. Not as fun as drawing big explosions, like big, like massive explosions. Those are fun, especially if you get to like draw something like, I don't know, a building or a tank or a spaceship exploding. Those are fun. Weirdly enough, considering, that seems to be what superhero comics are built for, all the time doing superhero, very rarely do I get to draw anything blow up. It's one of those weird things where it's like, how the hell did I end up with the superhero history of like boring comics? Just everyone sitting around talking, not doing cool shit. God, I remember when after Fabian Nicieza quit New Warriors, he felt he'd done his time. He didn't really have much more to go. They ended up hiring a fanboy, absolute fanboy editor to take over. And my then editor warned me that this guy was going to be the guy most likely to take over, and said if I had a better idea to pitch it in. My then editor liked it, but he left for California from Marvel right after. So suddenly my pitch couldn't go. But this other pitch, and in the first plot, this is not a script, this is a plot that this asshole wrote. He goes, we're going to tell good comics. We're not going to do what Image is doing and do big, exciting action sequences. And immediately in the back of my head, you don't grow an audience for a book out of an extant audience that wants the big, loud boom, the explodo on top of the telly, by not giving it to them. You give them something better. And the script had nothing. This plot had nothing better in it. It literally was just bad writing. And soon as I saw just how bad this series was going to be, because I saw the extended outline shortly after I got the first script from this guy, and it was terrible. It was terrible. I was amazed the book lasted as long as it did after I quit, but I had to quit. I couldn't stand that book any longer. Because I really only said yes to work on it because Fabian Nicieza was writing it. If I wanted to do superheroes, Fabian was one of the few guys at the time at Marvel that had chops as an actual like good writer, but also had the Marvel formula down. A lot of people will badmouth Fabian, but Fabian knew exactly what he was doing for his audience. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been anywhere near as popular with what he was doing at the time. I think Fabian was the guy who made the mistake of saying that Sandman was not Sandman. What was that? That green guy. So was Sandman done right because it outsold Sandman. Sleepwalker was Sandman done right. Imagine that, right? You say that to the right people, they're going to lose their shit. And I got immediately, I knew immediately with the Marvel edit. I want to say it's Fabian, but it may not be Fabian. Was saying it was like it's designed for the Marvel reader. Sandman wasn't even really designed for a DC reader. It was just designed to be a good book. Whereas Sleepwalker was designed for your Marvel fan to pick it up, understand immediately what's going on with the book, and enjoy it. And I think Sandman probably ran 60, 70 issues, Sleepwalker ran 60, 70 issues like Sandman did. Probably made Marvel a lot more money than Sandman initially made for DC. But it's a different skill set. It's like Sleepwalker is like a sitcom, whereas Sandman was HBO. If that makes sense. And Marvel's not in the HBO business. They had their brief stint with Epic Illustrated under Archie Goodwin, but they haven't really done anything that good since. So. Hopefully, that looks like big fiery smoke coming off of a bunch of burning buildings and trees. I'll go up there. That. Like that. And I'll just let that smoke go with that, and I'll leave him mostly white background. Might even do some white paint into that after for some little bits of flame running up into the clouds. A lot of times when I do something like this, it's a lot by feel. I'll render a little bit and I'll go, does that look like a cloud shape? I remember that I can't let it get too much darker past this point here, because the wind does cut into the billowing black smoke quite effectively. So I think that's as dark as I can go. I might even go with some white paint in there. So 01, I think I'm going to cut back to the 005 scene 2. All right, cap it. Double 05. Oops. You see all the graphite. Damn it. It's lifting up again. I'm going to clean off the edge of my hands. I'll use some paper towel here. Some water. I mean, this is the main reason. I'm so unused to inking over pencils outside of a convention environment that I lost that mindfulness about not smudging. I used to wear a glove and I always cover everything that was getting smudged. But since I do all my pencils elsewhere, and now I'm making on blue lines, just get rid of some of this graphite up here so I don't make things worse. Because graphite does something to the surface of the board that makes it harder to clean, reduces the scannability a little bit. So the less graphite I put on the board, the better, to my mind. This is way above the board, so the paper is kind of floating up here at the top edge. So I'm getting an extra fine line, which is, not a terrible thing considering. A little drink because my mouth is dry. How are we doing? 11. All right, so getting pretty close to finishing the smoke cloud here. So at what point that's probably I'll start wrapping up and start talking about like next week and everything else. Oh, just a little heads up. The week of the 13th through 20th, of January, I'm going to be in Vegas with my boy. He's going for a Warhammer thing, and I'm going to keep my boy company and see Vegas. I inquired to see if there's any comic shops worth checking out. I'm sure there are. I already had a few people recommend what sounds like some really cool places. Might see if any retailers want me to come and do a signing for Coven. Might not be their bag, but doesn't hurt to ask. But what that means is there's going to be that one weekend between the 13th and the 20th. I won't be doing the stream. I won't stream from Vegas. Hello, Navajo Native Drawings. Thanks for popping in. So what I got happening here is you can see some values, some of the sunlight hitting the tops of the black smoke clouds coming off. So that even though I'll be going in and coloring that with like the grays and everything, there is depth in black smoke clouds like that. So you want to leave some room for some volume in there. This does not feel like a 005. That is not right. Oh yeah, it's a 3. There we go. That makes sense. Got the caps confused. Yeah, I so much of everything about how I draw is about figuring out what to do now that I'm put myself in that spot, if that makes sense. Um, like I didn't know I was going to be like drawing weird kind of like black cloud shapes in here when I started it, but now I'm doing it, and it's like I'm just going to keep going until I'm happy with it. Which means sometimes I end up drawing more in areas that shouldn't have been that much work. And I thought about them a bit more, or I thought about them differently. So here I have this kind of like explosion of black smoke coming up and then just being blown across the sky, which allows me to put like a nice dark shape across the water here if I want. And I can do that either in the color or in the inks. Um, in fact, I think I am going to take my 3 and just solidify this axe ship a little bit more. There we go. There we go. All right, so we're at, let me throw a little bit more line work up here in this upper corner here, just a little bit, because it does this kind of weird like bending here because I went off the edge. That gets all cropped anyway, so that's all right. And a lot of times I'll look immediately, hold it over, look in the mirror, see if anything jumps out, needs to be changed. I'll be going back in and fiddling with those clouds the entire time I'm making this piece. I won't be sure how everything is until everything's inked. All right, so what I might do, if I leave this for next week to work on, what I might do is I might just focus on finishing this part down here. So that would be the burning, attacked, raided village, some more of the smoke, soak, some of the water coming across, some of the boats sitting in the water, some of the people fighting here, and then some of the bodies here. And then unify this. And then the week after, I think that's almost Christmas at that point. See, today's the 15th, so 22nd, 29th. Yeah, so I could theoretically, if I let this go till the 29th, then I should be able to finish it after Christmas, ahead of New Year's. And then that means January starts with this being a nice placeholder on the Zoop page for the We Bring Out Only Death campaign in April, I think. January, February, March, April, May. No, I think it's May. It's like a big book. So, all right. So, thank you, everyone. Taking off the glasses. I'm wearing like the really, really stupid, thick, big glasses because they're handy. Thank you, everyone, for popping by. Thank you. Yeah, I be able to finish it. I'll probably spend a little bit of time on it during the week, just to get it closer to being done. But yeah, I think I'll finish this part next Sunday, and then this part the following Sunday. That'll be all done. Thank you all for showing up. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to New Year, so oh my gosh. And as always, please, if you're here, please like and subscribe. Hit a 90. Please like and subscribe. If you want to support me more directly, like always, I suggest I have a $1 a month Patreon linked in the base page for this video. It's like in the comments, not the comments, but the description below. There's Instagram. I'm on Cara. I'm on Bluesky. which is blowing up like crazy. You know, Bluesky is getting popular when you're getting around 20 or 30 sex worker friend invites a day. It seems like they're all leaving Twitter right now. So it's like just a flood of really attractive people wanting to be your friend, which is good for the ego. And yeah, so yeah, I really enjoy these Sunday streams. It's a few illnesses and delays have kind of derailed the momentum I had last year, but I think I'm picking it up again. I've also decided I've come up with. I did a lot of work. I tried to actually start to put together a class series, and it's just so much work on top of everything else I'm doing. I don't think I could do a good enough job to actually run consistent classes. But what I can do is I can do short videos with one bit that will improve your work. So that's what I'm going to do. I haven't come up with a title that I'm in love with yet. But the idea is I'm going to do a whole bunch of like 5 minute-ish, maybe 10-minute shorter videos, just addressing one thing that can improve your artwork. And I'm going to try and do one of those a week, with the idea that that gives more direct benefits separate from burying them in my hour and a half streams. So that's the thought. All right. So I will see everyone who's interested next Sunday at 7 p.m. Hopefully, I'll see some of you online in the interim. I want you all to have a great week. If you have Christmas parties, have a great time at these Christmas parties. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm literally out of gas. I'm going to go eat something and crash. Have a good night, people.